Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Lightning Deliver webinar. We'll just give it a couple of minutes whilst we're waiting for other people to come in. In the meantime, if you want to put in the chat who you are, where you're from, let everyone know what you do, that'd be cool. And then we'll kick off properly in a minute or two once everyone else has joined. Also, there is a Q&A function on this webinar as well. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, feel free to drop it in the Q&A function, and then we can come back to it at the end as well. We'll just give it one more minute and then we'll kick off. Good to see Peter and Debbie. All right, I think let's make a start. I'm making other people drop in as and when they arrive. Welcome to our Lightning Deliver webinar. It's a really exciting time to be with you all to kind of show you our next evolution of Lightning Reach. So what we'll do today is tell you a little bit about what we do, what we've kind of built in the background, and then I'll show you very quickly how it works as well. So it's just a short half an hour time we have together today. So first of all, just as a bit of an insight to who we are, if you don't know much about us, we are Lightning Reach. We are a tech for good organization that's created tech to help people to find and access a wide range of financial support all in one place. So that supports people to find grants, help with their bills and benefits. And then we work with a range of organizations across many different sectors. So we work with charities, we work with local authorities, housing associations, support agencies, banks, energy companies. And the common thread throughout all of that is how we support those organizations to support their vulnerable customers, clients, residents, tenants, to reach and find and help those people, and to also reduce the amount of admin it sometimes takes to actually give that support as well. To date, we've helped to facilitate about £20 million worth of support to individuals. We've just reached the milestone around a month or so ago where we've now got over 200,000 people registered using Lightning Reach. And we work with dozens and dozens of partners across those different sectors as well. So as a quick high level overview of what we do, and then you can see how everything kind of fits in together. Essentially, Lightning Reach simplifies the journey where we connect people to holistic support so they can avert crisis, bounce back, and build financial resilience. So when it comes from an individual perspective, those who are facing financial hardship can connect to personalised support all in one place. So we have about 2,500 different schemes across all of those different sectors, but people just see what is relevant to their own circumstances. We enable people to apply to multiple organizations in one place using that tell it once approach, so people don't need to repeat any of their details. It's very much built with user centricity at its very heart, so people can very easily navigate the Lightning Reach portal, even if you have a low level of digital literacy. And ultimately, what we're trying to do with this is enable people who are struggling to get the help they need really, really quickly. And when it comes to organizations who give that support, we enable organizations to reach those most in need we enable people to reach those most in need at a time of need. We enable people to streamline the admin of actually giving that support as well. We can enable their clients to self-serve, and all of that is very much enriched with really powerful kind of data and insights as well. What we won't go into today is kind of what we do today, but just at a very high level when it kind of just taps into how Lightning Reach is evolving. The first part of what we do is where we really connect people and we refer them to support from across the ecosystem. So we reach people early and we guide them to the right support. We then equip organizations with our technology to allow them to accept applications and allow their clients to apply, which really simplifies and strengthens the process of understanding need and eligibility. And they're reducing the kind of admin that it takes to actually kind of review and assess and deliver that support. And what we'll go through today is that kind of next evolution of Lightning Reach, where we are now taking that next step where all within the portal, you can then deliver that support. So moving from decision to impact quickly, frictionally, and at scale. So why we have done this and why we've kind of set out on this journey is that when we have spoken to a lot of our partners, when it actually comes to giving that support and creating that impact, it can be quite a bit of a burden. So there are often multiple suppliers. It can be up to 5 different system used, which in itself can create a lot of different inefficiencies. Sometimes applicants can wait days for awards. So we've heard of the cases where, for example, someone might be issued a food voucher on a Friday, but it takes 2 working days to actually process over the weekend. Then they get it on Monday. Where if you're in need of emergency food support, that's a really long time to wait. And often there's a lot of manual admin it takes of actually having to go to those 5 different systems and copy and paste information over. And again, that can introduce just risk when it comes to manual processes and data errors as well. So Lightning Deliver our kind of exciting new solution where we are creating one system for everything, where you can then connect to individuals, you can review and receive applications, and then also then deliver those awards all through the Lightning Reach portal. What this really enables you to then do is have this end-to-end support where there's automatic data transfer, where there's no duplication, no errors, and where we're moving to is this one-click fulfillment journey. So just very quickly being able to instantly fulfill your rewards to the clients that you might be supporting. Where this really comes into its own is that from an individual perspective, they get help instantly. They get help as soon as they need it. So going back to what I mentioned before, really what we're trying to do is just enable people to get the help they need as quick as we can. So this enables you to give support to your clients faster than ever at a time when they need it most. Hopefully this will make your lives easier. It's a streamlined experience both for you and your clients, so hopefully improving your own efficiency and satisfaction, and then reducing the actual time it takes to make this fulfillment as well, giving you more team capacity. What we're starting with this concept is vouchers. So we have integrated with e-vouchers in the background. So they're kind of provided with this. And you can then basically buy any voucher across many different categories, including fuel cards, for example, with this journey. And this is what I'll show you today. But where this will be moving on to as well is physical goods. So actually being able to order goods and services within the Lightning Reach portal in one click as well. And then actually direct money transfers as well. So payments to recipients when they need it most as well. We're also looking at expanding this out, not just impact in terms of giving something to a recipient, but also warm referrals to some of our strategic partners within Lightning Reach as well, so they can get connected with different advice that can also equip them with very impactful support. So time to show you how it actually works in practice. So for those of you who aren't familiar, we have something called the Lightning Reach Application Manager. I won't go into this in detail too much today, but what I will show you of how this Lightning Deliver functionality works within our ecosystem. So for example, you might have had a client apply to one of your grants, for example. They have submitted any kind of relevant information that you need in order to assess that application. So that might be things like bespoke questions relevant to that scheme. It might be open banking, it might be ID verification, it might be an INE, whatever it might be in order for you to help to assess the application form. And so then if I click into one of our test ones here, for example, this might be what the application form might ask for. There might be some of those other modules that I mentioned as well. We then have what we call our notes and activity section, so we can track all of that's happening with this individual's case. And let's just say I'm reviewing this as a caseworker. I can very quickly click approve. This person meets our eligibility criteria. We're going to give Kate, for example, our support. And then I'm going to click this fulfill through Lightning Reach. So this is what we're talking about today. Our kind of Lightning Deliver part is just this fulfill through Lightning Reach. So for example, I can click this button and I can say, right, then I'm going to help this person with food and essential items. And then I'm going to say it's a retailer group. And that retailer group is going to be, let's say, all types. And let's go food with groceries, sorry. And let's say I want to give this person a £25 food voucher. When going through this form, it might be that someone actually needs something else as well. So I might add another, and I might say again, fulfill through Lightning Reach. And let's just say I then want to send them let's go with housing related costs, and I'll say a retailer group, and let's just say, and then I want to help them with household goods. And again, let's just say the voucher type for that one is £100. I then click confirm, and that now has been sent to the recipient. Now, depending on approval levels, if it's within your approval limit, that will either instantly be sent to a user's email, or it will be submitted for approval for your organization to approve it. So we now have this new tab here called Deliver. If I click into that, this is where we can track what's been going on with these different bits. So for example, you can see your current float of how much money you have within Lightning Reach to spend, how much is available, how much is awaiting approval, and what your approval limit is. So in this example, you can see that this one has been approved because it's within the £40 approval limit. So that food voucher that I sent to Kate has instantly been sent to her email. With this voucher here, that was £100. This is now waiting for approval. So in this approval part here, if I was the kind of fulfillment manager, for example, I could look at this, click approve, and then now, as soon as I've approved that, that instantly gets sent to Kate for that £100 voucher. And it really is as simple as that. So what happens after that when, from a user perspective, is that after going through that process, they basically will then get this email that says, good news, your application has been approved. You've now been awarded a voucher. So for example, if it was Kate and she was getting her £25 food voucher, she can then redeem the gift card and she can have complete choice on any kind of food retailer of where she might want to spend that money. So it might be, for example, that she has a Tesco's a short walk away from her. She can then choose to redeem all of a voucher or part of a voucher to there. She can then go through this process, and then she's shown then her e-vouchers gift card for Tesco's with information on how to use it. And then when Kate's ready to spend it, she can click I'm ready to spend. And then there she has her gift card ready to be scanned at self-checkout or at a normal checkout as well. So very, very simple for the user. So that is a very quick whistle-stop tour on Lightning Deliver. That actually went way quicker than I expected. And I think that actually is a testament to how simple and how easy we really want to make the Deliver functionality of Lightning Reach. So I am going to pause there. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And then I think that is a good time just to check if anyone has any questions on how it works, if anything's kind of unclear, or if anyone wants to see any part of that kind of demonstration again. And then we can kind of take it from there. So you can either feel free to drop it in the chat or feel free to drop it into the Q&A function. And also, you will be one of the first people we've ever shown this as well. We've only just launched this about 10 days ago, not even. So I'd also welcome your thoughts on what you think of it, and whether you think it could also help you and your clients too. So Debbie, can we exclude suppliers, e.g. Just Eat? So what we have is almost what we call different retailer groups. So there we can set up different, we already have different categories set up where some might include, say, just affordable groceries, some might include all groceries, some might include just delivery, some might exclude delivery. So we can set different retailer groups up to do that. What we can't do at the moment is set up bespoke groups per client, but we can create groups for all of our partners to use, if that makes sense. But in essence, yes, basically. And that's the same as well with we have different things for like restricted goods and unrestricted goods too. So we have different ways of controlling yeah, what's kind of sent. Does anyone else have any questions? And I see Justine and Lindsay, you're on the call. I know you guys, I think, were quite keen to see this as well. Curious whether, yeah, if you had any questions on how that kind of practically works within Lightning Reach. I see Donald's typing. Good to see Donald, even though I can't actually see you. So the other non-food groups, what I can do actually is send round a list of what that actually contains. But essentially, it's any broadly most vouchers which you can get. So it really covers anything such as household items. So it could be, for example, like the B&Qs of the world, clothing, travel, energy vouchers. So really covering quite a broad range of vouchers in which people would generally get to kind of receive support. But I'm going to quickly find the list of vouchers, and then I can send it to you on the chat. Justine, hello. Yes, it looks good and easy to use. Brilliant. That is literally the whole point. We want it to be very simple, very easy, and ultimately to be able to provide, um, yeah, ease of use for the users as well. Right, let me try and find this thing for you, Donald. Donald, I see you're also typing. Is it always direct to applicant or can it go via a referrer? Donald, when you say via a referrer, sorry, can you just expand on that slightly just to understand? Or do you mean, sorry, to a support worker to basically redeem for an individual? That's a good question. I think if the application itself had been done by a support worker on Lightning Reach, where they are controlling the account and processing the application on behalf of a client where they don't have an email address, then yes. Otherwise, it probably would go to the user. But I actually don't know that for 100% for sure, unless anyone else in the Lightning Reach team, Kate, Gino, or Gino, have you been asked that question before? Because I'm not 100% sure.
Haven't been asked that question yet, so we'll take it away and get back to you, Donald, with that for everybody here.
And what I'll put in the chat as well is the kind of available brands of gift cards as well. Can you see if the so question from Peter, can you see if the beneficiary has used a voucher or any details on how it's been spent? So we, at the moment, we are working on giving visibility of whether a beneficiary has redeemed the voucher. What we can't give you is, like, say, if someone has a £100 Tesco's voucher, we'll be able to tell you if they've redeemed it. But what we won't be able to tell you is they've spent £20 out of £100 and what they've spent that money on. We don't give it, I don't think any voucher provider can necessarily give that level of visibility. But yeah, we can tell you if that individual has redeemed it. So then what we can also build in is basically reports to prompt people, and we can also send automated reminders and within our comms of being like, Peter, don't forget you've got 12 months to be able to redeem this voucher as well. So our redemption period is about 12 months. So what we're kind of looking to do next with this is where you've seen that journey of being able to very easily send vouchers. We are looking to also work with more suppliers to also support us with, if, for example, you wanted to order a white good, like a fridge freezer or a cooker or something, to also be able to practically do that within Lightning Reach within a couple of clicks. So so that will be yeah, kind of coming up on our roadmap as well. Anthony, so this is rolled out. We are now putting our first customers using this platform right now. So the voucher element, that is live, that is working. If you wanted to use that today, we are ready, basically. What is then coming up on part of that is the part where we're moving to physical goods and payments. So what we're starting with just the voucher part, and that part is ready in live today. Do I need a contact and managed access? Yes, Anthony. So typically how people use this within their world is that for a housing association, for example, like yourself, they might use this process if a housing association has a hardship grant, for example. So, for example, we're just rolling out of Kingdom Housing Association. They have like £100,000 crisis fund where they're actually then using Lightning Reach to administer that fund and also using this to actually then send out the vouchers to those recipients. So if you drop your email in the chat, what I can do is Gem is also on this call, who leads in our work with housing associations. She can maybe follow up with you and have a quick call and just figure out if there's any way we can help you or not. And then Donald asks, how will that look like for the moment? I.e., will the non-voucher items not be visible for the moment in the drop-down options? Yes, that's correct, for fulfillment from Lightning Reach. So at the moment, what you'll only be able to see, Donald, is the voucher element when you fulfill from Lightning Reach. You can still log alternative awards where you might be using other suppliers. So you can still log that within Lightning Reach. But at the moment, that fulfill from Lightning Reach option is only to be able to deliver vouchers. But then when we roll this out for physical goods, you'll then also be able to have that fulfill from Lightning Reach option to then also send those physical goods as well. Thanks, Tony, for dropping that email. Brilliant. Any other questions? That was an absolutely flying whistle stop tour in terms of what we're doing. Feel free to drop any questions in the channel. If you also want any more information, as you can see, there's a few of us at Lightning Reach here. So we've got Sasha, who supports work with our charities, Gemma, that supports work with our housing associations, Kate and Gino, that work with our existing customers, and then Jenny, who works with our councils. All of our emails are our first name at lightningreach.org. So if you wanted to follow up with anyone, any of us to find out more on how it could help you, please do so. And I guess just a kind of final takeaway, what we're really striving to do at Lightning Reach is really simplify how quickly someone can get help and how easily we can help you to give that help. So this will be a continuing evolution of how we help you to help people. And ultimately, yeah, we're kind of striving to do more of this. It's worth also mentioning one thing I forgot to say in terms of this solution. It's completely free of charge for our customers who use Lightning Reach to administer support. The only fees that are ever incurred is for specific vouchers, like a PayPoint voucher, for example, which has an associated admin fee of £1.95. Other than that, it's completely free. It's included within any kind of Lightning Reach contracts if people are using Lightning Reach to administer support. And so it's a really nice kind of value add for our customers in order to help them do more and support more individuals as well. Daniela, I see you're typing about the fees. Sure. So if you're not a Lightning Reach customer at the moment, just as a bit of an overview, so Lightning Reach has a subscription fee in order to subscribe to our service, and often people who give support will use Lightning Reach to actually administer that support. So they'll be putting their support schemes on Lightning Reach. So for example, I see PA Housing are on the call. They use Lightning Reach to administer their hardship grant. So they can put their hardship grant on Lightning Reach, and then they're using Lightning Reach to actually review all of that information and evidence, and in order to assess someone's eligibility and need in order to approve the application or not. So that's a subscription fee. This Lightning Deliver element of it is free of charge within that scope of work that we already do. The only time when there's any fees incurred is when there's administrative fees related to PayPoint vouchers, which is £1.95. So any other voucher is just the cost of the voucher. So if it's a £25 food voucher, it costs the organisation £25. Brilliant. So you've got a couple emails there. Also, our generic kind of partnerships emails, also partnerships@lightningreach.org. I think we can leave it there unless anyone has any final questions. I will wait to see if anyone is typing on the chat. No, okay. Well, thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate the support and really excited to show you kind of how we're evolving to help more and more people. One favor for us, if you know anyone in your network that you think might be able to utilize Lightning Deliver to help them support their clients better, please please spread the word about Lightning Reach, because we're on a mission to help 1 million people access to the support they need, and we can only do it with the support of the likes of you on this call as well. So yeah, if you do think of anyone in your network, please do get them to get in touch with us as well. Other than that, I hope you have a lovely sunny day, and thank you so much for joining, and hope to speak to you all again soon.